I'm going to play a game or a few on Dreamcatcher Relay using the Build Advisor software, and I've chosen Neuro Link Bane Muta copy. Neuro's Link Bane Muta video from 1.17.17 on his YouTube channel. So it looks like the author of this build have decided to do this from after he watched a game on the YouTube channel. So let's go in and take a look at this build and see how it worked out. So it's approximately 9 minutes or so, and it looks like the queens are here, and it's quite detailed. It looks like the drone counts are included in the very beginning. So let's do this, and let's play this out. So an interesting thing about this map is that there is a gold base. So there's one gold base. No, there's two gold bases in fact. I did not how many exactly. So there's two here.
Must spawn more overlords.
And that's the thing. So here I'm gonna build another hatchery now. And what about those gold bases that I was talking about previously? Well, if a player
Mineral quantity insufficient
is able to take one of these, he will get a income boost. I don't know the exact numbers, but obviously for truly experienced players it may be a big difference to go about this. So that's kind of a thing to know. Okay, so looks like I haven't built the extractor fast enough, and then I go for two queens. So I have 17 workers at the current time, and I'm just waiting for some additional arrow. As you can see on this map, the hive doesn't even look any better. I don't like that. The queens are in production, and I also need a spore crawler. A very early spore crawler, I would say, and another queen. Well, that was an interesting one. In any case, let's just keep on, and it looks like it's due to the fact that it wants me to go for additional hatchery. So that's a third hatchery. So what does this stand for? This stands for
newly birthed queen ready.
A situation where I don't build that many troops. I very much focus on building myself a reasonable Zergling force, which is 8 Zerglings, and then I just kind of drone up and
insufficient overlords. More overlords required.
I drone up to a point where I can outproduce my opponents. In any case, Now 2 evolution chambers need to go down here. And I might as well build some more stuff. So
Insufficient energy.
this build is
Queen
from
birth successful.
a YouTube channel where somebody plays Starcraft 2, which is really cool. And it's probably a ladder game. It kind of feels a bit different from the ones that I kind of tend to play. In any case, what do I have here? Did I have to build something like a roach farm? I don't know. But I will have to build the baneling's nest. Here. I may as well go for a couple of these extractors. And that would do the trick. So 2 extractors are in. It wanted me to go ground melee. I went melee and attack, range attack. Alright. Here another one of the geysers could go down. I'm still being economy focused. It sometimes could be called greedy, like I'm being greedy. In any case, my lair will soon finish. I could as well build another spore crawler, or a series of spore crawlers. And then I move in for another hatchery, and at this point a handler's den and a spire. Also could go for another one of these.
Not enough energy.
Okay, here I certainly would need to build some more units, so I'm gonna go for links.
Sequences spun. Swarm mutated.
And a lot more stuff, as well as another one of these. Okay, centrifugal hooks. Let's take a look. I could as well build speed. Done. Hydrolisk may go into production. It looks like I won't be able to catch
Successful.
that guy. I'm building some more banelings, though. Zerg flyer weapon. So that's in the spire. It's gonna take a little bit of time before I'll be able to go for it.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
And done.
Need more Vespine gas.
Okay, so the thing about
Forces under attack.
Mutalisks is that it will require a very heavy focus on the gas. So that's a thing to know. And I kind of need to do something about this.
Complete.
So I will be building up my economy further. I have 85 workers at this point. 84. So it could be more. My income
Mineral field exhausted.
production
Swarm has evolved.
is without doubt going to be absolutely incredible. And most of them are mining. Actually, all of them are mining at
Mineral
full
field
capacity.
depleted.
So we see that income with 83 workers is without a doubt splendid. I could start to go with
Vespine
Mutalisks,
gas required.
borrow a bunch of veinings here and there.
Need more Vespine gas.
And I just need more Vespine gas. And it looks like I'm kind of getting that Vespine gas in from all the extractors.
Mineral cluster expanded.
So normally most of the games would kind of stretch up until 5 bases. So 6 bases are
Mineral field exhausted.
a rare occurrence, really. But it does happen though, without a doubt.
Mutation complete.
He does.
Evolution complete.
Okay. It looks to me that I may just start attacking, and normally the enemy has 2 defenses set up
Swarm
for
has evolved. Swarm forces under
defense
attack.
of their mineral line, but not in this time.
Mineral cluster
There are
expanded.
no
Swarm
defenses
forces under
there,
attack.
and everybody here is splendidly fine. Okay, the next thing I need to go for with those neutralists, I need to start killing the overlords.
Swarm forces under attack.
And looks like that's working out nicely. My enemy had a spire built up as well, and that will surely be it.
Swarm forces under attack.
Done. Okay, so that was a kind of a mutalist play there. I'm gonna go for it again. Okay. Now it's time to start the build up. 2 drones, an overlord. After that I build 3
More
drones
overlords required.
and move on to build a hatchery, which is kind of the standard opening, I would say. Very standard. So the overlord's done. I get 2 out of 3 required drones, and now I may just focus on building up that next hive. Done. Okay, that's in production. My next objective is to build additional 2 drones and the spawning poles. So it looks like
Not enough minerals.
the extractor was not the main objective of mine. Okay, probably at some point in the future I'm going to play so well I will never hear that not enough minerals. Warning, but I'll know it's there. Now here that's done, I'm consistently building more links, and I need to send 3 into the extractor, which is fine. And after that I'll be going to go and build myself a bunch of links, which is kind of the opening that I
Additional Vespine gas required.
would personally choose, and that's that. I've even started
Insufficient Vespine gas.
the overlord. So what's next? Next, it asks me to build another hatchery, a spore crawler. So here I'm gonna go build myself the spore crawler in one of my bases. Then
Newly birthed queen ready.
I'm gonna focus on constructing more workers and another overlord. So now I should start another overlord, and build myself a hive. Probably the overlord was a little bit too late. Now, as you can see, when it comes to the queen, unfortunately, the game design flaw is that the cube takes its full color when it reaches something like 23 or so, rather than 25, which is needed for that
Insufficient overlords.
inject, and that
More overlords required.
is game breaking, I would think. Okay, so it's 4 minutes, so let's take a look when it kind of gets its full color. I think it's there already, right? It won't get any darker. Did it got any darker? I'm not sure. So let's just kind of examine that. So it's pretty light. It's still not purple enough, and it's still light purple, not good enough. And at this point it was fine. That's reasonably good. So 14 is kind of obviously not 25 when it comes to the cube color. Or I'm missing out on something. In any case, it's not obvious for me. Okay, so now it kind of became much more darker. So maybe when it reaches 26, it is reasonably better, but just not good enough. I think up until 25 it should stay purplish, but without a doubt not purple enough.
Hive cluster under direct
So
assault.
it looks like I'm being tagged here, and here the links should do some damage, but just barely. They worked things out. Okay, all the newly built troops could regroup again, and what else do I need? I could start the upgrades, and the queens are there. I need to add this in and build a queen here. Could as well build another queen there. I need to fill these up with troops, and as well this hive with troops as also. Here I'm transitioning into lair, which is without a doubt very important. It wants me to go for 2 additional extractors, and I'm gonna go for more workers, and a spore
Birth successful evolution.
crawler needs to be constructed there. As well as I could build another one here, so that I could be sure I'm safe Billings nest
depleted.
need to go down. So in 7 minutes I have almost no anti-air, which is very dangerous. The Billings nest will take some time to finish. Okay. And here
Mineral cluster expended.
I need to work things out. So
Not enough energy.
I'm trying to kind of successfully
Sequences spun. Swarm mutated.
do the
Insufficient
inject
energy.
while holding E and at the same time running away with the camera so that I wouldn't have to stay and look, but that doesn't always kind of work out, which is bad. I didn't add this one quickly enough. It should be added when I
Mineral
just
field exhausted.
start building, or almost at that time.
Insufficient overlords.
And let's build those overlords. 68 workers, that's not bad. Now the mutalisks. Well, the mutalisks would
Must
work
spawn. Not enough energy.
just fine if I can get all that gas quickly. And let's see. So the mutalisks are in production, and I could go here and build myself.
Queen birth successful.
Another one of these. So did I build this?
Swarm has evolved.
No, I have not.
Insufficient energy.
So I need to keep it for just a bit longer. Okay, so Hydralisk and
Mutation complete.
Mutalisk game will take place here. What about my upgrades? The upgrades are in production. I might as well build those Benglings. I have a lot
Swarm forces under
of stuff, and let's advance on the enemy now. As you can see, the links were fast to approach perfectly. I would say that they should all just attack.
Mineral field exhausted.
Oh wow, look at that. The links once again are kind of
Swarm
incoming
forces
first.
under attack.
Let's do this now. And first these guys. Boom! 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 Okay, everything's kind of worked out very well
Mineral
here.
cluster expended.
And
Swarm has evolved.
the Banelings are doing a really awesome job.
Mineral field depleted.
Everybody got stuck on the ramp, unfortunately. That's not good. But that's the bridge went down.
Additional Vespine gas required.
No upgrades here, and these upgrades are
Need
in the
more
spire. No
Vespine
upgrades for
gas.
air units, so that's the thing. It's certainly not Protoss. So Protoss is really cool. That does not require additional upgrades. Okay, so the troops on the ramps must be watched over. Now, what else I want to check? I want to check the graphs, precisely the income values, really. So let's take a look. Resource collection rate, and I would like to see this together with troop numbers. In any case, with worker numbers, I want to say. So here I have over 60. It's not good that they can't see the exact number though. So over 60, let's take a look how much that amounted to, and that amounted to over 3,000 in resources. So 60 workers could be equal to 3,300, maybe, maybe not. I was the only one spending money on upgrades. Army value. It was fun until I actually started to build a large number of units. In any case, I'm going to play this again. And I'll be trying to win this against this enemy, this nemesis on medium difficulty. Okay, so let's try and work things out. So those gold bases,
More overlords required.
right here in the north, these are the only two on Dreamcatcher
Must spawn more overlords.
the map that I'm currently playing. And
Insufficient overlords.
the thing about this is that I've noticed while playing ladder games that enemy players will be confident enough in taking these, sometimes taking early, and they rely on the players inability or luck that the enemy player won't check these, and that's the thing. Okay, the next thing I need is the spawning pool and an overlord maybe. I'm just gonna build stuff for now. As you can see, AndYouLeftTheGame board doesn't really fit fully in here, but at the same time I'm thinking that it's kind of large enough anyway, so it's not a major problem, and it just barely won't fit. However, I still can see the letters clearly enough without that. Okay, so
Insufficient Vespine
looks
gas.
like I completely forgot about the extractor being here, and the queens are in, so that's an interesting point. Okay, and I'm going to send a few newly built workers inside of that extractor. Without the queen, everything's not going to be nearly as
Newly
fast.
birthed queen ready.
Okay, so newly birthed queen is here. Here I accidentally clicked on the worker thing. did not select the queen, which isn't good. Okay, so I'm building
More overlords required.
an additional link squad, a link cocoon,
Insufficient overlords.
and I'll be waiting for overlords. Here,
Must spawn more overlords.
also going to build another one of these queens. I think
Insufficient overlords.
about
Not
queens is that they are actually
must spawn more overlords. More. Queen birth successful.
they're actually quite important. So here I'm kind of skipping the roach warren, as you can already guess. No, and I'm transitioning
Insufficient energy.
into
Need more. Swarm forces under attack.
okay, so I'm being I was in combat here. It looks like that may end up being a bit disastrous. Let's send down everything we've got and let's try to fight this. Alright. So range damage is better for the queens, I guess. Damage 9 every 0.71 are the talents, which is round damage 4 every 0.71. So I think to note about the queens, they will be much more capable at fighting the enemy while it's air focused. Alright, here I kind of expect that my opponent will not be attacking me any further. Spore crawler was there, and it wants me to build another hatchery, but what can I say? I'm actually out of troops.
Must spawn more overlords.
Out of overlords, and I need to build that hydrolis den and the spire so that they could start building large numbers of troops.
Insufficient mutation complete.
Now I obviously rely quite a bit on my enemy not focusing much on armored troops because I'm building
First queen ready.
vein links.
Not enough energy.
Okay, so here I have this and the
Insufficient Vespine gas.
hydrolis den. The Vespine gas is, as you can see, a problem. I need more workers over here. As well, at this point, I have enough money to go and expand
More
further.
overlords required.
Okay, let's build those overlords. I'm gonna invest quite a bit.
Mineral cluster expanded.
Okay. Here,
Insufficient
everybody.
energy.
Could
Sequences spun. Swarm mutated.
move in and
Mineral field exhausted. Gas required.
do the job. Mining or whatever they were doing.
Not enough energy.
So I wasn't
Vespine gas.
following the build that well though. Okay.
Mineral field
I was just kind
depleted.
of remembering stuff. Here, a few kind of units formed up.
Swarm forces under attack.
Okay, so here the Bailings did a very nice play. As you can see, they had the cloaked units. These cloaked units could do very significant
Additional
damage.
Vespine gas required.
Okay, what else? I'm gonna send these around in numbers,
Mutation complete.
and also
Insufficient Vespine gas.
the Vespine gas problem is actually a major problem that I wasn't solving really to its full potential. Not that big of a deal. These two were working, these two were working, one wasn't working here. So what can I say? It wasn't done perfectly, but I was certainly looking after the gas.
Must spawn
Okay.
more overlords.
More overlords could be done.
More overlords required.
I have quite a bit of cash though, and I think I'm just going to rely
Must spawn more overlords.
on links, and let's take a look what can be done with everybody. Okay, so my force is coming over. These guys could come here, okay. And everybody else can swarm
Swarm forces
inside.
under attack.
Okay. Oh wow.
Birth successful.
These need to back away. Want the links to go into this fight here. Okay, you all destroyed this. I need a hell of a lot of links, and it looks like my mutalisks are doing a fine job. But let's focus fire on other things now, such as pylons, so that the enemy would be mobilized. The enemy's infrastructure would just go down. Okay, so it looks like there's not much left here, and soon they will all be unpowered. This lonely drone is still moving around. Won't do much, and we have a lot of larvae stacked up, and looks like things are not falling apart. Quite a few workers, 74 workers, and counting. Also,
Sequences spawn.
most
Swarm mutated.
of my areas here are nicely doing the job. There's not much left. I would need to go into high, but I cannot do this without
Must be
few
more
buildings.
creep.
Okay, there were quite a few upgrades missed out though. In any
Mineral
case,
cluster expended.
let's continue attacking and making sure that nobody gets stuck on the ramp for too long. Done. It's certainly a victory. And once again, I want to check how my income graph looks like. So, resource collection over 3,870. Doesn't show exact how much. Workers active. 80 workers have been active though. And here I see that it's unclear just how much I was making though. In any case, the worker count has been increasing very steadily on medium level. The AI did have a sizable number of maybe 43, which isn't nearly enough because it should be something up to 80 from like 76, 74 maybe, something like that. It kind of varies from, let's say, roughly, very roughly, like 70 to 85, but it kind of depends. I just don't have much experience. Obviously many things come into play. Okay, so that's where I was, over 3,870. Probably it would be best if I would just simply go into the replay mode and move the timer to a point where I kind of actually did it. So what happens here, as you can see, we don't really see the match perfectly. However, interestingly enough, we do see the minimap, and that is a bit entertaining because we kind of can see how buildings were built and how units moved around on the minimap only. And minimap is important because everything has to be spotted there. If, for example, an enemy unit walks on top of a minimap, a player is expected to know that somebody was on his side of the map, and that's the thing. I, for example, personally don't look too much or enough on the minimap due to the fact that I just don't have enough time, enough kind of a mind sense to go about. In any case, here we see that dual attack took place, and let's take a look. So I had 74 workers, and that gave me an income of 3,000. That was 74 workers.
Mineral cluster expended.
And it kind of steadily kept at around 3,000.
Sequences
Now,
swarm mutated.
879 workers wasn't giving me much more.
Mineral field
Let's take a
exhausted.
look how well this is being done. So the problem here is that not all these workers actually mine to their full capacity. As you can see, some of these were distance mining. That's not good. Now here I see 74 workers. Let's take a look. Did they actually do their job with their full strength? No. As you can see here, they're stacked up. So this does not represent the full mining time. 66 workers. Some of these here were not mining properly.
Mineral field exhausted.
We see 2,300. So 2 workers here are not mining at their full capacity. There are more workers that are just moving around. Okay, here we blew them up nicely. So the cloak units that I was expecting was their own observer. In any case, we got 2,400 here. Let's go back. These references are important to know. 2,352 workers. 1 worker is not mining at its full capacity. No workers around. So 2,300 for maybe 51 workers mining at their full capacity. On average 2,300, 2,400. So that's that. Oh, look at that. The harvester number was here. So I wasn't kind of spotting this well. Okay, so here it shows 49, but for me it shows 58 on this side. So is that a mistake of some sort? Oh, look at that, it just got updated. So it's not updated in real time.
Mineral cluster expanded.
It may be that this one ends up being updated when the cocoon is created and the drone is still not born, while here it's being created only after the cocoon hatches and the drones are on the map in their full form. Okay, so
mutated.
that's the thing here. It's gonna be approximately what, 57 workers, not even a big increase.
Mineral field depleted.
In average, maybe that average is around a minute or so. I'm not sure. Now they started to distance mine.
Expanded.
So maybe there's information somewhere on the internet, calculations.
Forces under attack.
I'm sure it can be calculated, knowing how much one unit brings. Okay. A battle I have not seen there was fought somewhere here.
Attack Earth successful.
Okay. I've seen this battle. In any case, they had some static defense. I thought Protoss will have a sizable force, but they didn't. Which is fine. Okay. We can go to my camera here. And that's it. It's all over.
Mineral cluster expanded.
Here I'm doing some infrastructure work.
Sequences spawn. Swarm mutated.
And it's all over.
Mineral field exhausted.